What's up, guys? Fresh back from the Yawk River trip, and thought I'd do a gear loadout before I put everything up in my gear loft, so that you can see what I'm bringing with me and how I'm packing my boat, and also for me because I want to kind of slim things down a little bit. A lot of my camping trips are kind of like grab and go, and it's just getting a little sloppy around the campsite and just packing and stuff like that. So hopefully this will help you guys as much as it'll help me. So before we get to the meat and potatoes of this video, I thought I'd pull out my bigger boat just to show you guys a size comparison. This is the Liquid Logic Remix XP10. This is the Liquid Logic Remix XP9. This was kind of like a his and hers setup. I've been using the 9 mostly because it's easier to maneuver, like onto the car. I don't need all that space, but this is exponentially more comfortable for a man my size. They're both whitewater kayaks, so like they're not really meant to be extremely comfortable. You're supposed to be able to lock your legs in to these like knee harnesses, kind of right here and here on both sides, so that you have more control over the boat. But you can see that the 10 is about a foot longer and it's considerably heavier. So just, when I throw it on my shoulder to get it to wherever I want to go, this boat is much more cumbersome to deal with. So I've been using the 9, and I probably will continue to do that, except on, group trips where someone needs a boat. They can use this. So I'll get the blue boat out of the way, and we'll unload the 9. So this is from the back of the boat. You can kind of see the cockpit here. There's a bottle holder here and one here as well. And you don't really have to use this, baffle. It does add some rigidity to the boat. I like the cup holder there, so I like the bottle holder. So I use it with me. I use it on whatever trips I'm going on. But it's just a matter of removing this little thumb screw, taking this guy out. And that's where I've been keeping my sleep system, stuff that my hammock and stuff. Okay, so moving back, there's a fair amount of space behind this seat, and I keep stuff behind here that I don't really mind getting wet or anything like that. So this last trip, I just threw one of my GoPro sessions back there. I used to take a time lapse over the evening. My camping chair. And my cook set. I think that's about it for this trip. But that tends to be, that's like the flavor of stuff that I keep back there. Sometimes I will keep my water storage back there as well, but I just keep it under this bungee. Kept it under this bungee this last time around. And this is the dry hatch. This is where most of the other, all of the other stuff goes. I try to keep stuff in smaller dry bags, and some stuff that, doesn't matter too much if it gets wet, should the patch fail or something, just get thrown in there kind of willy-nilly. This is a GoPro bag. It has a couple GoPros in it. I keep my monitor for my main camera on there. PAC towel, cat hole shovel, a couple canisters of fuel for my stove, saw. This stuff just got thrown in there. It looks like some cooking stuff, piece of paracord, my butter knife, and a lighter. This is the water filter I've been using, the Life Straw Mission. One camera bag, another camera bag. The blue bag is electronics, and the yellow bag is personal hygiene stuff. Alright, so starting out, we have we'll just start from the front to the back. This is my sleep system. Again, I know I mentioned it in another video, but this is just, these watershed dry bags are so worth the money. They're not cheap, but really worth it. You know, when I know that my sleeping bag or underquilt will be dry. And here's the Eno Ember 2 underquilt. Double nest hammock. Sea to Summit Arrows pillow, the large one. This is the Guardian bug net for the hammock. I keep a tarp. This is the ProFly 2, or the ProFly XL rain tarp. It's nice to have. I keep it with me anyways. Even if I'm tent camping, I'll bring this with me just to have something to sit under if it starts raining. Tree straps. The bag liner, Sea to Summit Thermolite Reactor Extreme. And this is just a travel sack by REI. It's just like a summer bag. It doesn't pack down terribly small, and I'm starting to really consider having an overquilt as well as the underquilt, just for ease of entry. But that's what I have right now, so that's what I've been using. I haven't really actually needed to use it, but it's there. So that's my sleep system. That's what comes with me, or has come with me, on all my trips this summer. Some of which I've made videos of, but yeah, that's it for that. Okay, next up is my cook kit, GSI. Outdoors. I can't remember the size of this. Pinnacle Duelist cook set. It comes with like this little sack that's meant to be like a little sink. You can use it to do your dishes or whatever. I've never used it for that. But what I do use it for is I keep my coffee cup in the bottom of it, so that I don't get coffee in the event like this last time I I didn't wash my coffee mug out, but it's just a Sea to Summit collapsible mug. The thing I like about these is that on the inside they have markings, measurement markings. So if I am like dehydrating or rehydrating meals, or if I'm kind of putting something a little bit more involved together for dinner rather than just rehydrating a meal, I have something to measure with. And then in here, I keep my creamer, and in here I'll usually put, you know, however much coffee I want to bring. I like the Starbucks single serve instant coffees. My silverware, it's a spoon, butter knife, and a fork. This, I love having this thing with me. It is a stand for your canister fuel. So when I put a pot on top of my on top of the pocket rocket, which is right here, I don't have to worry so much about it tipping over. This I don't think you have to worry about so much, because it's not a terribly big base. But with my other cook set, you know, whenever I'm taking my larger pot with me, it's a little bit bigger in diameter, so it's just a little peace of mind that I don't lose my food. So that's it as far as cook set goes. All this can go into the sink at this point. Okay, real quick, this is PAC Towel. It's just an REI brand. Yeah, I don't think there's any point in bringing like a full-size towel. This is actually pretty large for a PAC towel. I don't remember the exact dimensions of it, but it's big enough. It gets me dry, and it dries off real fast. So like if I hang it up at night, even if it's kind of dewy in the morning, this tends to be pretty dry afterwards. And this can go in the laundry. This is the shovel I've been using for cat holes or what have you. It's Gerber. I don't remember the name of it. I'm getting dirt everywhere. The thing that I like about it is that it's big enough and it telescopes that I can, if I need to, I can kind of reach into a fire and like scrape some coals around to get it closer or further away from food. But it's heavy and it's starting to rust in places, so you'll see this again, I think, at the end of the video here. Talk about some changes. Okay. The Life Straw Mission, a wonderful water filter for group camping, I think. It's a bit excessive for the solo stuff I've been doing recently. You can get them in two sizes. This is the 5-liter size. And you just fill this up with water, attach the filter part, and it gravity feeds, you know, into whatever container you want it to. I I've been using just this guy. It unfolds into a cube. You know, you pull this side out and it's a cube. Again, really nice it's 20 liters. Really great for group stuff, but you know, for all of this, it's become cumbersome. So that will go. Also, gonna make some changes with that. Real quick, I just want to make a mention of the dry bags that I use. This I just keep camera bag for my main camera. If you care to know, it is a Sony A6500. I have an external monitor on it because the rear screen doesn't flip around, and just a little Rode Video Micro. These are the Sea to Summit Big River bags. I had some other ones that were like supposed to be super lightweight, but they weren't completely watertight. And the whatever this is made out of, it slides really nice. So like when you're sticking stuff in the boat, it doesn't like stick on each other. They don't like rub up against each other. 13 liters is the biggest size that I pack with me. I found it easier to pack several smaller bags as opposed to one larger bag. So 13 is the biggest one I use, and even then, I still have room to spare. So maybe 10 might be the sweet spot. Also, since I have, you know, since colors are limited, I label these. So like this is bag number 3. And then this guy, again, at least for this last trip, it was just storing more camera gear, DJI Mavic Pro, which did not go up in the air. But moving on, we have what I call an electronics bag and my hygiene bag. I think this is one of the biggest weaknesses of what I got going on. I'd like to try to get both of these bags down into one. When I open them up, you'll see why I've not been able to do that yet. Starting with the electronics bag. These are 8 liter. Oh, this is a 5 liter. Yeah, these are both 5 liters. Same Sea to Summit Big River bag. I keep a myriad of headlamps, 2 battery banks. These are both 6,000 milliamp hour battery banks by Outdoor Tech. They're called Kayak. They're supposed to be shock and waterproof. Some more headlamps. Part of the reason why I bring so many headlamps, there's 4 of them there. For one, at nighttime, you know, even if I'm not filming, I like to have light around camp. And if you keep like you know, like a little lantern or something that you leave near you, then the bugs will be drawn to that. So I kind of string these up around like perimeter trees and shine them onto the to the site or wherever I am so that it lights everything up, but the bugs aren't drawn to where I'm sitting. I keep my knife, more Garberg in there. Tent stakes. Part of the reason why I keep my tent stakes in there is because I don't want them to puncture. I don't want them to puncture through like a sleeping bag or anything like that. But I don't really think I have to worry about that so much. So maybe those will go in with my sleep system. I keep a bunch of lighters, 2 or 3 lighters with me, just because if one of them gets wet or one of them dies, I have a backup, since I've yet to really learn how to strike a fire steel. Cards for like group trips, or if I'm, not even group trips, just if I'm not camping by myself. And a big mess of paracord, which, it certainly needs to be organized. I hate getting to camp and not have, usually this is something I would organize before I put it in the bag, but this last time around I was in a bit of a hurry, so I just threw it all in there. I also keep some figure 9 carabiners by Night Eyes, just to, if I want to hang stuff up, or sometimes I'll make like a ridge line with some paracord, and I'll hang my dry bags off of this, kind of like a gear hanger, just to keep stuff off the ground. Moving on to the hygiene bag, there's really not much going on in here. I do like to keep some wet wipes, clean up around camp, along with other things I'm sure you guys know. I keep some Repel and some sunscreen in here. I also like to keep a little bit of fat wood, or tinder, whatever I use to light a fire. Another lighter, toothbrush, toothpaste, hand sanitizer, a must. Dr. Bronner's, some ibuprofen, nice to have at the end of the day. This is jungle juice. It's an insect repellent, but it is 100%, 98.11% DEET. So I don't really use this. I use it when I go out of the country. I don't know why. I keep it in my camping stuff. And last but not least, some moisturizing lotion. With it all said and done, there are some changes I'd like to make to the gear that I take with me. The changes I'd like to make, I would like to replace this, and will replace this saw with Boreal 21, just simply because the Boreal 21 sets up quicker and breaks down quicker. This, and it's also, I think it's got a longer blade, so it's probably a more efficient cut. So I'm going to change that. This shovel will be replaced with something a little smaller that won't rust, that is more like single serving, single purpose. This is nice that I can use it with a campfire, but you know, to move coals around. But I can also use a stick for that. So I'm gonna change this out. You know, again, also, you know, like I don't need to have a shovel in a bag. It's just a little much. That's all. What else? Oh yeah. The water filter. This has already gotten replaced. I just have to go down to the concierge to pick it up. This has already been replaced with a Sawyer squeeze. I'll still use this for again group camping or whatever, or if I camp with someone who likes it to be a little bit more glampy, and have water and all that. But for me, just having a Sawyer squeeze, I think will be, you know, will eliminate some bulk and some mess at camp. I think I can also get away with not bringing a huge, you know, thing of bug spray and a huge thing of sunscreen. These are just what I had laying around, so that's what gets thrown into my gear. But I would like to pare these down a little bit and see what I can do as far as that. Lastly, well, almost lastly, this. I don't need all of this paracord. I don't need it. This orange one I think is 50 feet in and of itself. So, you know, maybe just 2 of these, one for a bear bag, one for like a gear hanger or, you know, whatever, but I don't need all of this. So this is gonna get pared down. Lastly, is my camera gear. I didn't really put too much of what I bring with me as far as camera for recording stuff, but I'd like to get another watershed dry bag, and I'm kind of doing some research on them. I want to do some measurements, but I think I'm going to go with the watershed Chattooga. It's like a roll top duffel, and it has a camera insert, because in order for me to like get my camera gear out at a campsite, like I have to, you know, pull the dry bag out of the boat. Then I have to pull this bag out of the dry bag. Then I have to pull the camera out of this. And so if I'm able to, if I'm able to just throw everything into an organized dry bag duffel, open that duffel out and pull equipment out of it, it would just kind of make my, you know, process of making videos a little bit more streamlined. I should add, like these, I trust these bags with, you know, these Sea to Summit Big River bags with my clothes, or with, you know, just some gear here and there. I'm not so sure I would trust them with, you know, several $1,000s worth of camera equipment, because if I do get that duffel, it would be strapped to the deck of my kayak in the back. So love these bags, but I don't love them $3,000 plus much. So that's my loadout. I'm gonna make some changes. You'll probably see it on the next trip. But hopefully I'll be able to find some more organization and to pare some of this stuff down a little bit. But see how that goes. And thanks for watching. Hopefully maybe this helped somebody out there. It certainly was something that I needed to to kind of like lay everything out. I've never done that before, kind of just gone through everything. But so I'll make some changes and see how it works on the next trip. I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.